Hello dear students. Okay, so we are done with the free body diagram, but later on we'll be repeating that when we will be applying the free body diagram. Okay, na beta? Now next topic is Lami's theorem. Okay, and the statement of the Lami's theorem is like this: that if there are three concurrent force imply coaxial force which act at the same point. Like for example, here we have three different forces: F1, F2, and F3. They act at the same point. Okay, so there are three different concurrent force acting on an object. Act on an object in equilibrium. This object is in equilibrium. This object is in equilibrium, implies that the net force on this is equal to 0. Net force on this point, that is equal to 0. Okay, then in that very case, then each force makes a constant ratio with the sign of the angle between the other two. What does that mean? That means this: that if this F1 plus F2 plus F3 is equal to 0, that means the net force is equal to 0. Then in that very case, F1, that the sign of the angle between the other two, that is between F2 and F3, that is alpha. So F1 by sine alpha is equal to F2 by sine beta is equal to F3 by sine gamma. Okay, so this line is theorem that each force makes a constant ratio with the sign of the angle between the other two. F1 is the force and alpha is the angle between F2 and F3. Beta is the angle between F1 and F3. Gamma is the angle between F1 and F2. So this line is theorem. Take it, beta. Now, important point here is that what are the conditions for applying the Lami's theorem? Condition number one: there must be only three forces. If there are four forces, then we cannot use the Lami's theorem. If there are two forces, we cannot use the Lami's theorem. Okay, we can use some other technique, but for sure we cannot use the Lami's theorem. Number second is that the force must be concurrent, imply that they must be acting at the same point. Number third is that resultant of the force must be 0. If these three conditions are satisfied, only then we can use the Lami's theorem, otherwise not. Take it, beta? Okay, so you write down this statement, and then we'll be doing the examples on the Lami's theorem, which are really important, because continuously questions are asked from which are based on the Lami's theorem in NEET as well as JW. Okay, so you write it down, freeze screen and write it down. Okay, so this Lami's theorem, and example number 1, which is based on the Lami's theorem, it's like this. Then the block is given, its mass is 10 kg. Now the question is calculate tension two springs. Okay, T1 and T2. Mass of the block is given, that's equal to 10 kg. Okay, so in the downward direction, first of all, there is a force, and that's weight M multiplied by G, obviously 100 Newton. Fine. Okay, now we have to calculate the value of T1 and T2. Okay, so when this is 100 Newton, so the force in this, since this block is at rest, implies the force in the downward direction will be the force in the upward direction. So the force here, that will be also equal to 100 Newton. Now at this node or at this point, we can apply the Lami's theorem. Simply there are three different forces, T1, T2 and 100. They are concurrent. They are 3. This point is in equilibrium. Situation is right for Lami's theorem. So we can safely apply the Lami's theorem. So one force along this direction, that's T1. Another force along this direction, that's T2. This angle is 60 degrees. Another force in this direction, that's how much? 100 Newton, which is given to us. Okay. Now, what about this angle of the beta? If this is 60, so I will write angle bisector. So obviously this will be how much? 30 degrees. So how much is this angle? This is 180 minus 30, that's 150 degrees. That means this angle here, that's equal to 150. Obviously this angle must be also 150. So that 150 plus 150 is 300. 300 plus 60 is 360 degrees. Make sure that summation of all these angles must be always 360 degrees. Taken a beta. Now simply apply the Lami's theorem. Now what's the Lami's theorem here? So here I will write down Lami's theorem. Okay, so Lami's theorem is what? That's like this: T1, that the sign of the angle opposed to it. T2, that the sign of the angle opposed to it, that's equal to 100 divided by sign of the angle opposed to it. Right? So this is T1, and angle opposed to it is 150. So here I will write down 150. T2 is this, angle opposed is 150 and 100, so angle opposed to it is 60 degrees. So here I will write down sin 60 degrees. Take it up, beta. Now in order to calculate T1, T2, we have to calculate what? We have to calculate what's the value of sin 60, sin 150, sin 150. Okay, let me rub this off. Okay, beta. So first of all, let's try to calculate what's the value of this. You know the value of the sin 60. It is in the first quadrant, so sin 60 is how much? It's obviously root 3 divided by 2. Now you want to calculate sine of 150 degree. It's the second quadrant angle. Use the 10 sugar to coffee rule. Okay. So sine 150 can be written like this: sine 90 plus 60. Taken a beta, because 90 plus 60 is how much? 150. Okay. Now This lies in second quadrant, implies that in the second quadrant sign will be positive first of all. And the next point is that this is an odd multiple of 90. 1 times 90 means that sign will change to cos. So cos of 60. And cos 60 is how much? 1 by 2. Done. Now, अब देखो बेटा. Now this is the equation for you, okay? And you are supposed to calculate T1 and T2. In order to calculate T1, we will equate the term first and term third. And in order to calculate T2, we'll equate the term second and term third. Okay? So let's try calculating. So first of all, T1 will be equal to, equating this and this, it will be equal to 100 multiplied by sine of 150 degree divided by sine of 60 degree. ठीक है ना बेटा? Simply take the sine 150 here, so we'll get T1. This here 100 multiplied by sine 150 is 1 by 2. Sine 60 is root 3 divided by 2. So 2 and 2 will cancel. Answer is 100 divided by under root 3 Newton. This is T1, isn't it? Now if you calculate T2, again there is sine 150. So again same result will be there. So that means T1 and T2 is obviously they are same, exactly same. So the answer is T1 equal T2 equal 100 by under root 3 Newton. Done. Simply what you have to do is this. अब ध्यान रखो बेटा. This 100, so this will be 100. Use Lami's theorem here. Construct a free body diagram. So this is the free body diagram. This here FBD, free body diagram. And this will be not downwards 100. This 100, so downwards will be also 100. It's one and the same thing. Okay, so downwards will be 100 Newton. In this direction there is T1, in this direction T2, this is 60. अब ये 30 तो ये 150 होगा. So that 150 plus 30 is 180. ठीक है ना बेटा? Angles on the straight line. Then this is 30, obviously this is also 150, so 150 plus 150 plus 60, that's equal to 360. Use Lami's theorem here, T1 by sine of 150 equal T2 by sine of 150 equal to 100 divided by sine 60. Then from there calculate T1 and T2. Okay? Pause screen, write it down. Example number 2 is like this. Again similar question. This angle is given 60, this is given 30, and then you will have to calculate the value of T1 and T2. Okay? So if this is 60, this is 30, so obviously how much is this angle? ये angle कितना होगा बेटा? 90. Isn't it? It will be obviously equal to 90 degree, okay? Or we can show it like this. अब ध्यान रखो बेटा. I'll draw a vertical line here. This is 30, तो ये angle कितना होगा? 60 degree. This is 60, तो ये कितना होगा? 30 degree. Because in this we need triangle. This is 90, so this is 30, this must be 60. This is 60, so this must be 30 degree. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay. So again we have to calculate what T1 and T2. Again we'll construct the free body diagram, then apply the Lami's theorem. So here I will construct the free body diagram. Okay. Let's construct it here. This is free body diagram. It's like this, one force in a downward direction, vertically downwards. How much is there? This force, this is 20 this time, so it is equal to 200 Newton. Weight downwards, that's 200 Newton in the downward direction. Then one force along this direction, another force along this direction. Okay, this force here, that's T1, and this force is T2. This whole angle is 60 plus 30, that's equal to 90 degree. This is 60, so ये कितना होगा बेटा? 120 degree. And this 30, so this angle will be equal to 150. So then 150 plus 120 is 270. 270 plus 90 is 360. So ये angle कितना है बेटा? 150 degree. So this angle is how much? That is equal to 120 degree. Fine. Okay. So we are done with the free body diagram. Next we will apply the Lami's theorem. So here I will write out the Lami's theorem. Now the Lami's theorem is like this. I will start with the tension T1. T1 divided by sine of the angle equal to T2 divided by sine of the angle opposite to T2 equal to 200 divided by sine of the angle opposite to it. Fine. Now this is T1 and angle opposite is 120. So here I will write down sine 120. T2 and angle opposite is 150. So here I will write down 150 and here I will write down 90. Then you know these values, that is sine 90 is how much? That is equal to 1. Then sine of 150 degree. Okay, it is in turn equal to this sine of 90 plus 60. Then it will be equal to cos 60. And cos 60 is 1 by 2. And sine 120 is equal to sine of 90 plus 30. That is equal to cos 30, which is in turn equal to root 3 divided by 2. Done? Okay, substitute all these values. So first of all, equate first term with the third term. So T1 will be equal to 200 multiplied by sine of 120 divided by sine of 90. That's equal to 200 multiplied by sine 120. How much is that? Root 3 divided by 2 divided by 1. So 2 ones are 2, 2 hundreds are, so this will be here 100 under root 3 Newton. ठीक है ना बेटा? Then T2. Now equate this and this. 200 sine of 150 sine 90 200 sine 150 is 1 by 2 divided by 1, so that is equal to 100 Newton. And in this very case T1 and T2 is not same. The reason is this, that this angle and this angle is not same. Okay, so हो गया simple free body diagram, Lami's theorem, equate first third, second third, calculate T1 T2, simplest procedure. तो लिखो बेटा. Example number 3 now, asked in Amazon 16. Okay, so this is a note here. Mass of the block is given, that is equal to 10 kg, and calculate T1 and T2. Okay, so simply again construct the free body diagram here. So here I will write down the free body diagram. यहाँ मैं लिखूँगा बेटा free body diagram. Okay, so free body diagram will be like this. This is given, this block is 10 kg, so in the downward direction there will be 100 Newton force. Simple. So free body diagram is simply like this. Downwards 100. In this direction towards left there is T1, along this direction there will be T2. Okay, now obviously this angle is 90, quite obvious. This is 30, so ये कितना है बेटा? This angle must be 60 degree. Okay, so this angle is equal to what? That's equal to 180 minus 60, that's 120. तो ये angle कितना है बेटा? 120. And this angle, how much is this angle? That's 60 plus 90, which is equal to 150 degree. Okay, make sure that the summation of the angles must be 360. So 150 plus 120 is 270. 270 plus this 90, that is equal to 360. Okay, so next we apply the Lami's theorem. Now what's the Lami's theorem? That's like this: T1 divided by sine of the angle equal to T2 divided by the sine of the angle opposite to it. 100 sine of the angle opposite to it. T1 sine of the angle opposite to it is 120. T2 angle opposite is 90. 100 angle opposite is 150. Okay, now we want to calculate what? Now you know that sine 90 is equal to 1, sine 120 is equal to root 3 by 2, sine 150 is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so equate first with the third. So T1 will be equal to 100 sine 120 divided by sine 150. 100 multiplied by sine 120 कितना बेटा? Root 3 divided by 2 divided by sine 150 1 by 2. This 1 by 2 will cancel. So we are left with 100 under root 3 Newton. Answer. T2. Now equate this and this. 100 sine 90 sine 150. 100 sine 90 is 1. Where sine 150 is 1 by 2. Answer is 200 Newton. So we have calculated both T1 as well as T2. Same free body diagram. Lami's theorem. First, third, second, third, T1, T2 done. Okay. Pause screen, write down. Example number 4 and example number 5 is home assignment for you, and you can do that. No issues with that. Okay. So this angle is given, this 90 degree. And these are symmetrically placed, implies that this angle is 45 degree and this angle is also equal to how much? That is 45 degrees. So this angle will be 135, 135. Then use Lami's theorem. Construct ABD, then use Lami's theorem. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay, I'm sure you can do this. Okay. Then example number 5 is also home assignment. Okay. I'll show the free body diagram like this. Free body diagram is like this. This here 10. So in the downward direction there will be a force that's equal to 100 Newton. That's weight of the block. In this direction that's 100 Newton. Okay, this angle is 30, so obviously this angle will be also 30, alternate. This is 30, so this will be 60. Okay, then it's like this: one force along this direction, one force along this direction, and this 30 plus 60, that is 90, so this angle is 90. This here T2 and this here T1. And then this angle, what about this angle? This will be obviously how much? This is 180, so 180 minus 60, that's equal to 120 degree. And this angle will be how much? That is 150. So that 150 plus 120 plus 90 is 360. This here 120, and this angle must be how much? 150. I'm sure you can apply the Lami's theorem and calculate T1 and T2. No rocket science in it. Okay, so do this example as well as this example. Freeze screen and write it down. In this very case T1 and T2 must be same because symmetrically placed. In this very case T1 and T2 is not same because asymmetrically placed. This angle is 30, this is 60. Okay, Pause screen, write it down. Example number 6 for you. Okay, so there's a block whose mass is 20 kg and these are two strings T1 and T2. Okay, now the question is calculate the tension two strings, that is T1 and T2. Again we'll construct a free body diagram here. Okay, so there's a free body diagram. So in this direction there's a force that's equal to T2. Along this free direction there's a force that's equal to T1. Downwards there's a force that's equal to M multiplied by G, which is 200 Newton is the weight. So in the downward direction there's 200 Newton. Okay, now this angle is obviously 90 degree, no doubt about that. This angle is how much? This is 30. So ये angle कितना होना चाहिए बेटा? So this must be 60 degree. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay, so this is 60. Now when this is 60, so 60 plus 90, that is called 150. So this angle is how much? 150, and then this must be how much? 120, I think. So that 120 plus 150 is 270. 270 plus 90 is 360. Okay. Now again use the Lami's theorem. So again I will use the Lami's theorem. That's like this. That is T1 divided by sine of the angle. This is a problem that is on Singage, okay, written on Singage. So T1 divided by sine of the angle that is sine 90 degree will be equal to T2 divided by sine of the angle opposite to it, that's 120, will be equal to third force, that is 200 divided by sine of the angle opposite to it, that is 150. Okay, now again we know the value of the sine 90. So how much is sine 90? Bolo beta sine 90 kitna? That's equal to 1, comma sine 120, how much is that? Root 3 divided by 2, comma sine 150, that's equal to how much? That is equal to 1 by 2. It's 1 by 2, okay? So then equate first term and third term. You can calculate T1, that's equal to 200 multiplied by sine 90 degree divided by sine of 150 degree. I'm sure you can calculate from here. So that will be obviously 200 multiplied by 1 divided by sine 150 is how much? 1 by 2, the answer can equal 400 Newton. Then you want to calculate T2. T2 will be how much? That's equal to 200 multiplied by sine of 120 divided by sine of 150. So from here calculate 200 multiplied by root 3 divided by 2 divided by 1 by 2. 1 by 2 will cancel with 1 by 2. Answer will be simply 200 under root 3 Newton. Okay. So we are done with the example number 6 as well. Okay. You can better simply construct free body diagram, write down Lami's theorem, calculate what you are supposed to calculate. Okay, but keep in mind that when this question will be asked in a NEET or an AMS or in JEE mains, you are not supposed to calculate T1, T2 simultaneously. You'll be supposed to calculate either T1 or T2. Then accordingly you can calculate. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay. So pause screen, write down.